Hello and welcome to episode 31 of my GregBlock series, where I'm trying to make up for last episode's mess, both in voiceover and in chemistry and doing the recipe. So, our goal is to make epoxy resin, and so I prepared a few things for that. Well, I did quite a lot of work. So, I have phenol, acetone, and hydrochloric. And with that, we're going to make bisphenol A. Bisphenol A, 1 hydrochloric, 1 acetone, and 2 phenol makes 1 bisphenol A and some water. Hydrochloric acid, you may recall, we did that actually between chlorine from salts and hydrogen. Then acetone, that's the one I screwed up with last time. I went for the wood, was it? No, I didn't go for the wood vinegar. I went for the acetic acid with calcite dust. Turns into acetone and no, not carbon dioxide. I had a recipe, I think I had a recipe where I didn't get carbon dioxide though. Now these are the ones I couldn't make, right? Those were the high voltage machines. Oh, I think it was this one. I used the distillery for this to make from the calcium acetate. Is that possible? Because that's, yes, because that's what I got from acetic acid and calcite. That's what I tried last time, but this time it's in the mixer. So I had to make a mixer. I'm sorry I did that off camera and it was a quest, but I have a mixer. So recap, acetone from calcium acetate solution in a distillery, which comes from acetic acid and calcite dust in a mixer. Acetic acid came from wood vinegar in the distillery, and yes, calcite dust is something we got from calcite is something we got from sifting. So that is that part. Hydrochloric acid was quite easy. That's again chlorine and hydrogen. Phenol. Now this is a pain. So the chemical reactor one with cumene, then I would try to get cumene from benzene and phosphoric acid and propane. Benzene comes from steam cracked, or wood tar. Actually, I guess I could have done this one. I only saw the cracked ones. And then I need propane, which I get from steam cracked, and I have no idea how to do the steam cracked stuff yet. So light fuel I have, but then how do I get steam? Well, for my steam engines, but I'm not sure if that's gonna work. Anyway, I went for the other route of phenol using wood tar in the distillery. Now, 1 bucket of wood tar gives 75 millibuckets of phenol. That is really bad yields. I ended up sitting 40 stacks of wood. 40 stacks of wood gave me 18 buckets. And it also gave me about 3,000 charcoal. I couldn't even keep it up with 1 drawer. But we now have 18 phenol, and in this case I need 6 phenol, 6 acetone, and 6 hydrochloric acid to make bisphenol A in a chemical reactor. Alright, so that's what we're going to be doing right now. Those, and those, and those. Okay. I also made some more cans because, yeah, I mean, these drums are nice, but the cans are just easier right now for the small amounts and the sheer amount of products that we're making. We got hydrochloric acid, acetone, hydrogen, we have chlorine, we have biodiesel, we have phenol, and then we have epochlorohydrin. Then we have the ones that we did here. Alright, water. We don't need water. for now. We do need this. My only concern is, I'm guessing the quest wants a bucket of this stuff, right? No, it wants resin sheets, okay. So let's be smart and make sure that we can put this to a fluid solidifier. Unfortunately, the only fluid solidifier I have is a low voltage one, and actually this may work in low voltage one. Let's make sure we do that right. Otherwise, I'm going to be stuck there with the buckets of stuff, and yeah. And if you put the wrong thing in, like last time, I put that acetate acid or something. What was it? So this is going into the assembling machine right now because it's making rubber for my cables. I'm gonna remove this, and I'm gonna need the fluid solidifier, right? Which is over here, so that my epoxy resin from here can be pushed into my fluid solidifier, in which I can drop the plate mold, because that's what we want, right? We want the, yes, plate molds. Okay. Yeah, so the wrong stuff I put in there last time meant I had to break the machine and I lost it. Okay, one final check. Epoxy resin, chemical reactor, 30 EUs, which is, you know, the low voltage tier. Bisphenol A, epichlorohydrin, and sodium hydroxide dust. Bisphenol A, epichlorohydrin, and sodium hydroxide dust. Cross your fingers. It seems to be working, it seems to be doing something at least. Whatever comes out one bucket should go in here and should make epoxy resin plate, which should be what the quest wants. Well, it's okay, it's updated. It needs epoxy circuit board, which I'm assuming we're using these plates for in another chemical reactor with sulfuric acid and copper foil. Do I have sulfuric acid? I have hydrogen sulfide. I have sulfuric light fuel. I don't have sulfuric acid. Alright. So, sulfuric acid. I'm guessing we're gonna go for the GregTech one, right? Yeah. Which is diluted sulfuric acid in the distillery, or nickel sulfate water solution, or blue vitriol water solution, or hydrogen sulfide and water, or just water with sulfur dust. That is easy, and that's the 30 EU chemical reactor. Also, let's sleep. So we want sulfur and water. We have that. We have plenty of that, right? Okay. Yeah, so I had to make the mixer, which required some bronze, and then I noticed I was almost out of bronze and I was almost out of copper, so I did a lot of sifting. This is no longer valid because they changed it. Oh, actually, no, it's back to gravel and string now. They keep changing it, so I had to keep some bronze, make some copper, and phosphor. No, sulfur. Right. Sulfur and water, I think, but I'll check again before I throw it in. I have some water in here. Let's see. How much sulfur do I want actually? Because it takes 125, so let's do one bucket, that's 8. For now, let's do one bucket. That is 2 water. That actually gives us 3 buckets. 2 water and 1 sulfur. That's quite easy. 2 buckets gives us 3. Oh, guess we still had some on us. Oh yeah, we did. And this has been quite a big complex recipe. I'm really hoping we don't have to do it a lot again. 40 stacks and about 2.5 minutes per stack, so about 2 hours worth of waiting for the fennel to be created. Alright, so we have that part. The sheets are being made. We need copper foil. Copper foil is, I don't know if a cluster mill yet. Should I make a cluster mill? Do I expect to need a lot of foil? Or, you know, this makes 2 out of a plate. This makes 4 out of a plate. These are also used to make fine copper wires. Or to make annealed copper. I don't, well, there's some recipes with it, but I'm gonna make, for now, I'm gonna go for the manual. So let's make 4 copper plates into 8 of the foil. Okay, 4 copper plates makes 8 copper coils. It doesn't really care which copper plates you have. Meanwhile, the epoxy resin sheets got done. We also got 6 buckets of salt water, and there's like 96 millibuckets left of the epoxy resin in the fluid solidifier. I did the math, and you need 18 buckets that until you get something that defines by 144. Anything lower than anything, so it's always a multiple of 18 buckets, which is a lot. Anyway, 8 of these and 8 of these should be 1 bucket, yeah, of sulfuric acid. Right, now these are flasks, but I'm guessing it's gonna throw out items anyway. It's done items before, right? It's always been fluids here and items there, even as an item pushing. Epoxy circuit board. Too fast. And then, oh, that's it actually. But that does open up the fiber reinforced epoxy and towards the advanced extruder, or does it require? It requires advanced extruder, okay. So the mixture I did is, I'm guessing it's here, it's used for diesel. Okay, so the next thing we need in an advanced extruder, I don't like advanced, I like this one because this gives me the right machine. Okay, copper nickel, 4 times 4, 16 copper nickel, a medium steel pipe. Pretty sure we're out of those. Okay, but we got, wow, this is pretty slow. I'm gonna make, of course, more. I guess I could do 32 more, but I don't know if these have another use. Let's see. Yeah, we can make gear. I don't know if we're gonna need those sheets or into a bar, or we can melt them again, or circuit boards, curved. Do these have a purpose? Those don't have it. Well, they have a use, but doesn't seem to be much use for these other than resin frame is not used for anything else other than to make resin chips again. So I think many of these recipes, they're just standard. They're there for any material. They're just pointless. So I can do 32. I need 32 more copper foil. So that is 16 more copper plates. And then let's have a look at getting the copper nickel and getting the steel pipe. Okay, 6 curved steel plates and some more aluminium plates and some copper nickel wire. Okay, let's see. We have already made that thing, MV machine casing with the wrench. That should be in my inventory. And then the MV machine hull. And then 4 times 4 copper nickel wire. And 1 medium steel pipe. Bending cylinder hammer. As I don't think I'm going to be using it a lot, I don't want it to be stored as a recipe here. Okay, you can go back, you can go back. You can go in here, 2 chips. I should have, oh, I even had some copper nickel wire. Good integrated circuits. I do like that I made these beforehand. 1 advanced extruder. Okay. I also made more of these copper sheets. And I'm gonna put over here for now. Let's see, more copper sheets and oh yeah, of course I need more of that sulfuric acid. Okay, well, later. Alright, so another one done, and that should link us to the fiber reinforced epoxy. Well, you made the epoxy board, but for the circuits after the ones that require epoxy board, you're going to need a fiber reinforced board. So why not automate that too? You can have already 2 prepared. While fiber reinforced board can be made with carbon fibers and epoxy, it's more efficiently made with glass fibers and epoxy. Glass fibers are made with borosilicate glass, which is made with boron and glass dust. Boron can be obtained by centrifuging borax and or crushing centrifuge lepidolite ore. Alright. Dust. Lepidolite ore. And lepidolite ore comes from purified lepidolite, which comes from crushed lepidolite, which comes from either granite lepidolite or this ore. It's not. These are like in-world ores. Fine. Hang on. Fine lepidolite ore, or so I might have some. Let's have a look. Oh, in the meantime, update on the trees. I went back to oak trees for a bit because I needed the 40 stacks to make the fennel. I did get the coconut tree. Well, I got 2 coconut saplings, which I planted, and then they grew, but no coconuts showed up. And still, I have more now because I chopped them down. Actually, I only got 1 sapling from 2 trees, which was pretty poor. So the next tree that I got from the 1 sapling, I used my that tool, great, whatever it is, the crafter. So I could take the crafter, and then I got all these saplings. So I now have all these coconut trees, but I have no coconuts. I don't see any coconuts on the leaves. The bark is just vanilla jungle wood. I don't see any coconuts. And when I chopped the other ones down, it didn't drop any coconuts. So I'm rather disappointed. I got coconut. They should be 300 millibuckets each when turned into seed oil. But they aren't doing anything. These are still running. You are not running because your queen died, and your queen died as well. So yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna leave it for a bit. I also asked in Discord, but I haven't got a good answer yet. If this doesn't work, I'll stick with the beach. At least that's 100 millibuckets, and they drop pretty many. How do you say that? They drop quite a lot of the nuts. English, sometimes English is really hard. Okay. What is it I'm looking for? Boron from no, come on. Lepidolite lepidolite, I don't know. I don't even know if these are real world materials, but we'll see. Lepidolite. 180 lepidolite. Alright. Let's start with a stack. And that has to go into the pulverizer. Right, this is probably the easiest way to do it. And I'm guessing we have to wash it, but we'll do the steps in when we get the first one done. The first one is still crushing to get the one that we need to wash. What is it? Come on. Centrifuge from purified, yes, from crushed. So you, no output. Let's do half a stack. And you, no output, half a stack. And boron in. So I need a secondary output. So I need a pulverizer with secondary output, which this one doesn't have. Or the centrifuge with. No, sorry, no. That. So I would have to probably make the borax dust. Rock salt. Oh, interesting. But also secondary output. I would need to make. I think I need to make the second tier medium voltage macerator to get secondary output, right? Let's get it, because either way, from this is going to be secondary output, and if I look at the recipes, it's all secondary output. So centrifuge, I'm guessing, if I could be wrong, but let's see. There we go. Centrifuge lepidode thing is whatever. Lepidode, what's his name? Alright, so MV macerator. Okay, not too bad, not too bad. Let's see if we can get the parts for. Of course I had to make more copper cables. This is easy. Then I need 2 more copper rods, sorry, aluminium rods, so that I can make the piston. Then we need the aluminium hull, and we need the machine hull, and this one actually came from the machine over there when I broke the circuit assembler. Blindness, okay, and then diamond, which we have a few of, not a lot, but we have some. Advanced macerator, which of course is a quest. Not sure if it was a progression quest, but I'm guessing for borax, as I need the secondary output. But this one still doesn't have secondary output, so how do I get boron dust? It said here, boron can be obtained by centrifuging borax or crushing centrifuge lepidolite ore. Well, I doubt it. I will try, but I'm pretty sure. Actually, I can throw all of them in here. I'm not gonna get any borax. So centrifuging. I'm sorry, Pixel, but this is rather useless. I can't. I mean, I'm doing medium voltage. I don't have high voltage machine. Crushing centrifuge lepidolite ore. Centrifuged lepidolite ore secondary output only with a 10% chance. But there's no secondary output even on the MV version of this machine. So that's really pointless. But I will complain about that in Discord. Centrifuging borax. Because this I can... Borax what? Centrifuging borax what? Okay, boron does centrifuging. I'm sorry, but this... Borax centrifuging... No, it's centrifuging borosilicate glass pulp, which I'm pretty sure is what we're going to be making next, right? Yes. If I had borosilicate glass, I wouldn't need to make borax dust. Boron dust. Electrolyzer. Borax dust. Okay. You can electrolyze it, not centrifuge it, but electrolyze. 120 EU, which is the advanced one, which is what I have. Borax dust. Okay. So that seems to be a wrong quest description, but I'll check. Okay, centrifuging, but purified rock salt or purified salt. That's doable, right? Because we have that thermal centrifuge. That's right, we have that one. We'll check. First, let's get the purified salt. 5 stacks of salt or chunk should be this one. Hello? Yes. So we're gonna first macerate this. And then we're gonna wash that. I need my bucket. I don't need the milk right now. I had the milk for the poison of the bees. Okay. You... Here. Should give you that. Crushed. And this can be washed dry to be purified. I'm pretty sure I can. Let's see if we can wash this in the cauldron. I mean, I can always get more salt ore, right? We get plenty of that. And I also have the rock salts. I have 4 stacks of that. Let's see. Centrifuge salt ore. No. Okay. Purified salt ore from the ore washer. From crushed salt ore. Okay. Did I make an ore washer? I did make a centrifuge. That is good. Fluid extractor, cutting machine, lathe, centrifuge, assembling, chemical, ore washing plant. Okay, so the centrifuge, and this has to be the medium voltage centrifuge, right? Yes. But then the purified salt ore can be in the low voltage rock crusher. Let me get some more of that salt rock crushed. And I need a bit more room here for machines. So a polarizer can fit. Let's try it like this. Ore washing plant. I'll put you on that side. You're gonna want water, and then the polarization can be over here. Okay. So how much does it take? 1 bucket for? 1 bucket for 1 crushed. Okay. And I got, wait, how much did I put in? 4, right? It's a slow machine again. Okay, we got purified salt. Let's do 12 more. Let's do 12 more. Get 16. And these go into the thermal centrifuge to get borax dust. Did we make the MV centrifuge? And otherwise, can we make? I'm sure we can, right? By now. Extruder. Okay, MV centrifuge. 2 motors. Some more copper cable. Okay. Okay, I think everything. The last of my good integrated circuits, so I'll be making more of those in between episodes. Advanced centrifuge. By the way, the advanced macerator is a course, but it's not listed as required for progression. The, what did I now just make? Advanced centrifuge is, oh, it is. But it's listed here to make artificial string. It's what's actually going to be required for the fiber reinforced mesh, right? So he kind of messed up with the crosshair a bit, I think. Okay, now let's see if this one is done by now. And let's sleep. It's done some. Let's see, 16 purified salt ore. Hang on, because that's what we needed for boron dust. In the oh dear, borax dust from purified salt ore in the thermal centrifuge. That's it. Okay. And oh, I thought it was out of bread. Well, almost. Okay. So we're gonna make the borax dust in the thermal centrifuge from purified salt ore. It's a secondary output which we should be able to get. Right? Use thermal centrifuge. Oh, are there? Oh, this is, I made the wrong machine. Okay, then I'm gonna need more of these circuits. Okay, right. Oh, wish I hadn't done this. I could throw this away and cheat the other one in, but I'm just, but then, okay, so is that advanced thermal centrifuge considered to be a progression quest? Because I'm not seeing it. Thermal centrifuge, see, it's not. But it should be, because there's no other way to get borax and MV or boron, which is what we eventually want, right? Centrifuge, no, electrolyzer with borax. Because we couldn't get secondary output here. We're trying to make this, so we need borax dust to get the boron dust, and that is in the electrolyzer. But borax dust we get from the thermal centrifuge because, again, pulverization, secondary output, right? It's always secondary output, well, unless you have a block, which, you know, if we had a block I wouldn't care so much. So we need the thermal centrifuge with purified rock salt to get borax, so that we can electrolyze that to get boron. Yeah, you would expect that should be the progression line. Okay, I'm gonna prepare in between episodes, get more of these good electronic circuits, figure out how I did that again because it's been a while, and then yeah, we'll continue with the next episode. At least we got the epoxy resin, we got the epoxy circuit boards even, which I think is good progression. And yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. So I hope you are too. If you are, then please click the like button. And also leave some feedback. Any comments, questions, suggestions, tips, tricks, whatever. Put them in the comment section. And click subscribe button. Click the subscribe button to be notified when I swallow my words again in the next episode. Until then, thank you for watching and bye bye.